And now it's my immense great honor to introduce a wonderful woman and our next state auditor, Pat Anderson.
They say that state auditor is the taxpayer's watchdog, but I can tell you, everyone in this room, all the candidates, they are all here to watch out for taxpayers. That's what this ticket is. It's about fiscal responsibility. It's about reforming government and bringing it back to what government should be, which is a smaller government, a leaner government, and a government that is not overwhelmingly and into our lives. And that's what this ticket's about. And we are going to take that message all the way to victory in November. So I want to, I'll keep it brief because it's going to be about 100 degrees in here by the time we're done.
It's going to be?
It is. I am so proud to run with this team. This is an incredible team, and I've run with several in the past. And this is a team that can win all the way up and down the board, the ballot. One of those folks is Dan Severson, and Dan is going to bring responsibility. He's going to bring credibility back to our voting process here, and he's going to talk about photo ID, which is something we desperately need.
This is an honor to be on the ticket with the rest of these stellar candidates, and I think it's going to show in November. But for the Secretary of State, this election is about integrity in elections. And 8 out of 10 people in Minnesota want photo ID. Why can't we have it? Because the legislature saw in its infinite non-wisdom in the last legislative session to vote it down. Now we're taking this out to the referendum of the people and basically saying, if you want photo ID, vote for me as Secretary of State, and I will work with the legislature to implement this so that we bring back integrity into the election system.
That's right.
Candidate running for Attorney General. This gentleman will represent, again, the will of the people and not the will of special interest groups. He will represent our state of Minnesota, and he is the guy that needs to be in this job. He has the credentials, Dr. Chris Barton.
I'm so grateful to be a member of this team. This is a very unified team. I've gotten to know these people, and they are wonderful citizens of the state. They care deeply about our state. One of the main things that I'm going to do, the first thing I'll do in office is to file to join the federal lawsuit to stop the socialization of our healthcare system. Our current Attorney General has failed to defend our state against this unconstitutional intrusion into our liberties. And I say that when your lawyer fails to defend you, you fire them and get a better lawyer. I have read the entire healthcare bill. And some of you know, I've also taught in medical schools, and I've published in medical journals, and I know quite a bit about healthcare. This law will damage our healthcare system in many, many serious ways, and it needs to be stopped, and it will be stopped.
Yes.
The office of Attorney General has been held by the Democrats for 40 long years. Our system of government is designed to be cleansed by transitions of power, and we haven't had one in that office since 1971. It's time to clean house. It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you a wonderful woman. She is brilliant. She wrote the book on redesigning government, which is really what we need. The next Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Minnesota, Annette Meeks.
I have to tell you, the last time
time I filed for office, there weren't this many people, but of course I was running for president in my senior class in high school. So to do it, I think that's what's so interesting about all of us here today. These are citizens, just like myself, that really felt this is the time. And I walked in that room upstairs today when everyone was just coming in, and the excitement that permeated that room reminded me of something. I rarely share stories of my past, but I'll just briefly mention. 1994, I was very privileged to be involved with something that really changed the course of our country. It was the signing of the contract with America. And the candidates that assembled that day remind me, in no uncertain terms, of the group of dedicated citizens that are standing behind me today. It touches my heart to see people willing to come forward from all walks of life saying, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of the effort to make Minnesota a vibrant place to live, to raise a family, and to start a business. And that's why we're all here today. That's what this is all about, and that's what this excitement is all about. And part of the excitement comes from the man who's going to lead that ticket. And I'm just so honored to be able to introduce to you the next governor, next great governor of the state of Minnesota, Tom Emmer.
Says the Republicans can't take the heat. I tell you what, you turn it up, look at us. We'll still be standing here. I don't know where the other guys are, but they're not in this room. And, Ted, thank you for being here from our Democrat friends. Make sure you get all of this on tape and get it back to them. I think the message, Ted, you're absolutely welcome. Come on with us after. We'll bring you over. This is about team, and you heard it. You heard it when it started, you heard it from Chair Sutton, you've heard a theme that's been weaving its way all through everybody who stands up here. This is a unified Republican Party, and let's put that aside for a second. Let's talk about, this is a unified message for Minnesota. These are Minnesotans, these are rank and file citizens from the state of Minnesota who at some time within the past several months, whether they were cajoled or arm twisted by Zellers or Super Dave over here, whoever it was, that got to them. I'm going to tell you, when you talk to these people, and I've talked to almost every one of them, and I think maybe I have talked to all of you by now, this is more than just somebody grabbing their hand and saying, you know what, have you ever thought of running for office? These people are actually coming forward saying, I don't like the direction that this country is moving. I don't like the direction that this state is moving. They're coming forward and they're saying, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to be part of the solution. You are looking at the solution for the future of the state of Minnesota. Stand up taller, Barrett. Somebody said I was stocky-necked or something like that. Stand up taller and smile. My wife noticed that, by the way. Did she disagree? No. She thought you were rather kind. Listen, we are unified on some basic principles. It's called freedom and prosperity. It's called smaller government, individual liberty, and economic freedom. That's what the Republican Party is all about. Those are Minnesota values for Minnesota's future. That's what we offer. I want you to imagine a day. When you have, let's start with Chris Barton as Attorney General, who's actually representing the citizens of the state of Minnesota instead of a political agenda. Imagine that. Once again, and I've said this about Pat Anderson, I think we should put up billboards that say, miss me yet? I'm back. Imagine having a taxpayer's bulldog once again in the auditor's office that actually is making sure the taxpayer dollars are spent the way they should be. That's Pat Anderson. In particular, I want to refer to my friend and my colleague, my seatmate for the first 2 years I was here, Dan Severson, who is a man of character and integrity. He's also a little crazy. If you'll notice, he's wearing a goldarn winter coat here. But that just shows shows you his level of commitment. I want you to imagine that Dan Severson is the Secretary of State of this wonderful state, making sure that everyone's vote counts, and more importantly, making sure that our military overseas men and women, that their votes are no longer cast aside. Lastly, I want you to imagine a day when we have Speaker Zellers and Majority Leader Senjum in the Minnesota House of Representatives and the Minnesota Senate. Because Republicans will not only win on November 2nd, mark my words, we will govern, and Minnesota will be better off for it. Thank you.